centre. Who would like to move that? Oh, yeah, Ellie Jones, Phil Clearwater. Oh, well then I'll second it just to, yeah. Okay, so Phil, what's your amendment?
Well, it's been quite contentious, and there's been a lot of really good discussion and involvement with the community and the staff at the centre, but I just think that it would be useful for a report to come back to the new Community Housing and Economy Committee rather than it only being delegated to the staff. So in effect, the committee would sign that off. So
This is
the tender document.
This is to tender. This is not to make the decision.
Well, if it's implicit, then that the decision would come back to the committee.
The decision will come back to council, I presume.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm fine with that. I don't.
Yeah.
So scrub the amendment.
Yeah. Well, Ali had a question.
Just to do on page 243, point 3.6, the proposal's been discussed, etc., etc. Prime concern from the MOE is centred around its licensing requirements. Now, does that relate to the qualifications? It does, thank you.
Yep. Yanni?
To ensure that there's quite a lot of different criteria that have been put in. So, I do think it's important that we do cite. I think it would be good to just maybe go past the chair of the new committee and the community board just before the tender document is released, just to check the criteria that's been put in based on the feedback that's been given. So I don't think we need to delegate it away from staff, but I do think it's probably good that they can just at least cite it before it's printed, to make sure that the number of concerns or comments that have been made are reflected in it.
So you're concerned that the criteria won't be what's identified on this?
Well, if you look at the number of comments and the key criteria, it's really just ensuring that they're aligned to the comments.
Who could this be just cited by?
Well, that's why I
Before it goes
suggested
out.
the chair of the community board and the new chair of the committee.
Yeah, I think the report makes it very clear what needs to be in there. We're going to do what the report says if that's what you agree to. So
The problem is I can't see from this report what the agreed criteria is based on the comments that have been provided. I can see under 3 there's a lot of comment around criteria. Does that capture all the comments that have been made?
that's the best summary of them in terms of putting them together into a coherent grouping, yes. It doesn't capture, I mean, there are bound to be people who have comments that aren't captured by that because one person with one comment doesn't make a criteria. But this is the condensing all the comments we got back into something that makes a coherent whole that a provider might be able to actually adhere to if they wanted to take on this Pioneer Early Learning Centre. So it's what it is. If that's what you agree to, that's what we'll do.
Well,
On that, just with respect to Yanni too, I think it's very, very clear in here, and I don't think he's suggesting ineptitude, but I have to say that perhaps by suggesting that what is here won't be in the document does suggest no. Well, then in that case, what's in here, in my opinion, is very, very clear, and I would actually agree with Mike on this.
well, no, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, because it's got to come back to us. We'll see the tender documentation, and I mean, if it wasn't tendered in accordance with the spirit of this document, then I don't think that we would be signing it off. So I don't know if people want some comfort around it. I'm happy to read the criteria when the tender documents, but I don't want to read 150 pages. Yep.
I'm quite happy that because council will sign it off, that in fact we accept the criteria that are listed here. They will be part of it.
Eh? Yeah. Oh, but we'll make sure, the chief executive will make sure that she sees the criteria before it's signed off. We don't need that to be included in the resolution, because I'm sure that the team at the end of the table will have heard that.
No, that's right.
But certainly their chief operating officer has, because it was her suggestion. Yeah, very good. Okay, so I'll put the motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you.